Our Prime Minister is on a three-country visit. First is Indonesia, then Australia, and then New Zealand. So the visit to Indonesia is complete, and things are coming out of the outcomes are coming from that particular visit. One such outcome is about the restoration that India will do of the Prambanan Temple, which is a 1,000-year-old Shiva shrine. Now that's the beauty of India's relationship with other countries. Our relationships are not just limited to the commercial aspect of it. We go beyond that. India has a huge amount of cultural ties with so many countries around the world with whom we have good relations. And that is exactly what is coming out of it. It is not just a project of restoration, but it is a thing of cultural integration. It is a thing about cultural diversity, the respect of culture, the shared culture that India has with Indonesia, and the religious nature of it as well. So these kind of projects go beyond any commercial aspect and adds priceless cultural value to the country and its people. So in this video we will be discussing about the 1,000-year-old Shiva shrine that is there, right? We will look at its details specifically required of course for our prelims examination as well. So let's go into the details of the news. The news is about India announcing its support for restoration and conservation of 1,000-year-old Prambanan Temple. So this temple is 1,000 years old. It's unbelievable, and the idea is the technology which we have now, still we cannot have things which last few years, but this temple is standing tall after thousands of years. But of course it will require some amount of restoration and conservation because of climate change, anthropogenic activities that leads to harming to the temple structure. So all that needs to be corrected and reworked upon. That is what restoration over here is. Right, so that is what we will be doing. Now this conservation project will be undertaken by our very own Archaeological Survey of India. Okay? So that is the organization that is going to implement it. Now let us understand this temple, its importance and its connection with Buddhism also, if it exists. We'll see all that. Before that, an important announcement of the new batches that are starting. Each batch will have a maximum capacity of only 40 students. And the new batches, the regular one starts from 3rd of August, then 7th and 3rd of November, 7th September and 3rd November, whereas the weekend batch specifically for working professionals and college going aspirants, it starts on 8th of August and then October and December as well. Here you will be guided by the experts of the subject matter, having about 10 years of experience each and having given multiple personality tests themselves. When you enroll, you will have certain advantages over others. There will be comprehensive coverage of GS paper, one-on-one mentorship, which is actually the game changer. There will be regular interaction with the educators. Maximum size is only 40, which I have already told. There will be daily mains answer writing practice test series for both prelims as well as mains, and very important, a 360-degree coverage of current affairs, wherein the entire week's current affairs subject wise is going to be covered via live classes. So if you want to enroll with us, you can simply scan this QR code and download the app to register or call on these numbers that are given. Now let's move ahead with our news and let's understand about the Prambanan Temple that is there. So it was, as I said, over 1,000 years old. So it's a temple that is built in the 9th century and it's located in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Right, it is the largest Hindu temple complex in Indonesia. It's not just a single temple, there are multiple structures, multiple temples inside it. Right, it has been already declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1991. So this becomes really important for your prelims. Now built during the reigns of, so under whose reign it was built? Rakai Pikatan and Rakai Balitung. Under these two rulers' reign it was built. What is the significance? it represents the coexistence of Hinduism as well as Buddhism. As I told you, there is a connection. So it represents the coexistence of two different faiths, Hinduism as well as Buddhism, coexisting together in the ancient Java. That is what? Indonesia. It's located near the Borobudur Buddhist temple. This again is an important fact. Let's understand the architecture of Prambanan. So as I said, it comprises of multiple temples. How many? It is a complex which comprises of 240 temples. Now, another important question that can come out is with respect to the temples being dedicated to whom. So the temples are dedicated to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma. Now in your NCRTs also there are multiple temples, Shivite temple, Vaishnavite temple, so on and so forth. So you know questions on these lines can be asked. Right, the layout is of 3 concentric square. Innermost square consists of 16 temples. Main temple is 47-meter high, and the main temple is actually the Shiva temple. Another important fact. So this news is full of facts and importance for your prelims. Flanked by means surrounded by the Brahma temple in the north and Vishnu temple in the south. The Shiva temple houses statues of whom? Shiva, Lord Shiva, Goddess Durga, Agastya and Lord Ganesh. Lord Agastya as well as Lord Ganesh is housed. The statues of them are housed inside this temple. Now, the cultural and religious importance of this temple. So there is a Ramayana connection for this temple. The temple walls depict scenes from Ramayana. Yes, what we used to watch in our childhood days. Even now the Ramayana is present. The serial that was shown to us is present, but that was in video form. Now in the same Ramayana story, parts of it are depicted on the walls. The scenes are depicted by the architecture on the walls. Right, so that is something magnanimous. Ramayana narrative carved throughout the complex. So if you can see this temple, so what will be there here will be the story, the Ramayana depiction of events from Ramayana would be there over here. Right, Ramayana ballet performed during the full moon evenings in May and October. This is performed in the area of the temple. Right, further the Javanese legend that is there, it talks about the story of Bandug, the Roro and creation of 1,000 statues in one night are the legends, are the Javan legends that talk about these particular thing. Now let us understand the conservation of Prambanan. So as already mentioned, it's the Archaeological Survey of India. India's assistance will be about restoration, which will be supported by Archaeological Survey of India. That's very important. Now there will be certain restoration techniques that will be used. So let us see that. So first will be the anastylosis. What is this? Reassembling structure using original stones found at the site. So what there might be need to basically patch up, to provide some patch up work. You will not be using any external resource or material. Whatever the rocks and stones were present over there, that will be used so that the original sources are used to restore. That is what it is. However, there are challenges, that is scattered architectural blocks, detailed cataloging required to match original temple structure, the manner, the method, the skill that was used, it has to be similar so as to not dilute the original temple structure that is there. By adding foreign material, in the sense that material from outside you would be diluting, so the idea would be to use the same sources, same method, same technology, same manner. In order to do that, you have to do a detailed cataloging of it. Now what's the objective? The objective is to preserve the UNESCO World Heritage Monument, protect the shared civilization that India and Indonesia has. Right. So this also gives this is also on lines of India's cultural diplomacy that is there. So for example, with respect to Vietnam, restoration of Mysore Sanctuary; with respect to Myanmar, restoration of monuments in Bagan archaeological zone. These things you should remember for your prelims. In Cambodia, conservation work at Angkor Wat, very important site again. In Laos, restoration of Wat Fort Temple, completed in 2024. In other countries, in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh also we have done that. Right, the theme is what? Heritage conservation as a pillar of India's foreign policy. There can be a direct mains question also from this in mains 2026. Now, India and Indonesia cultural relations are also very strong. Shared civilizational links, Hindu-Buddhist cultural traditions followed, Ramayana heritage, temple architecture, maritime interaction. All these are strong links that we have. If you talk about importance of Prambanan, basically it's a symbol of centuries old cultural connection, strengthens people to people ties, enhances India's soft power in Southeast Asia. So these are the common grounds on which our ties with Indonesia can be stronger. Thank you.